What is going on? It's Jack Mack. Late night news done from Kansas. So we got some breaking news. Les Miles fired. Dunzo gone. Kabosh. Dunzo. All right. The former LSU coach who won a national championship in Baton Rouge, who then went to Kansas. His time there is over. 21 games, 3 wins, 18 losses, a point differential of negative 413. Failure. Straight up failure. And how things are ending is only worse. All right? Only worse, and we're going to get into that right now. Kansas and Les Miles mutually agreed to part ways. Now, I'm not sure if this has anything to do with legal, contractual situations, so they don't have to go into a court of law and that whole stuff. So I assume instead of Kansas firing Les Miles, they just mutually parted ways, so then the contract can go kabush and they don't have to think about it anymore. However, this was not performance-based firing. Now, we will get to Kansas's statements later, which were bit confusing, but let's focus on why Les Miles was fired. Last week it came out that an internal investigation in 2013 that Les Miles was accused of texting female students on a burner, taking them to his condo alone, and kissing a student and suggesting they go to a hotel. Now, again, this is an internal investigation done by LSU, a state school. This isn't done by a court of law. So we're not 100% sure if this is true. It's obviously innocent until proven guilty in the court of law, but these are serious allegations. And this is what an internal investigation was found by LSU in 2013. Now, The Athletic corroborated with the USA Today's, I don't know why that was weird to say, reporting, and said that they can confirm that Miles is accused of kissing a student worker and asking her to go back to a hotel and or condo. Miles denied it and said he was, quote-unquote, helping this female's career. This is from Brody Miller. He's looking at the investigation and corroborating what USA Today had. I have the tweets up right here. The investigation found Miles became hands-on in hiring of student employees. That's weird. All right, straight up weird. When you're the LSU coach, you don't give a fuck about the student employees. You just don't care. All right, they're student employees. You have football games to win. All right, whole state is depending on you. And then Miles made it clear that he wanted these employees to have a certain look, attractive, blonde, and fit. Those who didn't have that look should get less hours or be terminated. Not good. If true, not good. This is from 2013. LSU didn't terminate him immediately, but this isn't great. This came out last week. LSU, after their internal investigation, they banned Les Miles from being alone with female students. That was their response in 2013. Obviously, he ended up getting fired and then replaced by Coach O later down the road, about 2 or 3 years later. But this being found and not immediately firing him, not great. Not a great move by LSU. Especially, he wasn't that great of a coach at that point. Like, he was over the hill. You could have fired him and got somebody. Look, they got Coach O. They got a guy that sounds like he doesn't know how to speak English. He won a national championship for you guys. You could have got rid of Les Miles. And then on Kansas' side of things, I understand this wasn't a public report, but guys, if you're an AD like Jeff Long is of Kansas, you can find stuff out. You can put in some phone calls. You're a well-connected man. This probably wasn't that much of a secret in Louisiana and Baton Rouge. People probably knew about this. Now, did they not do enough research? 1, that's also bad. 2, did they do the research, find this out, and then go on to hire him? That would be, I don't know, those are 2 really bad things, because you should be doing your research. But if you thought that you would just sweep it under the rug, not great either. I would assume that would, if that's the truth, Jeff Long's job at Kansas is also on the line. Jeff Long, I plugged this earlier, released this statement. And in the statement, I have it up right here. I'm extremely disappointed for our university fans and everyone involved with our football program. There's a lot of young talent on this football team, and I have no doubt we will identify the right individual to lead this program. We will begin the search of a new head coach immediately with an outside firm to assist in the process. We need to win football games, and that is exactly what we're going to do. That was Jeff Long's statement. which makes it seem like this was a performance-based firing, which it was not. Anyone with a brain can see this was not a performance-based firing. All right? Maybe it should have been, but if it was a performance-based firing, they would have fired him after the season. And they didn't mention it in the statement. Not once. And again, this being on International Women's Day, also not a great look. Not a great look. This isn't about winning football games. That's not why you fired Les Miles. You have an all-time creep on your hands, potentially. And on top of that, Les Miles even gave a statement on the Kansas website, right under Jeff Long, as if he was like this great coach that didn't go 3-18 in 21 games and was just riding off into the sunset. He said in the statement, "I've truly enjoyed being the head coach at KU and know that it is in a better place now than when I arrived." Is it, Les? Is it? I mean, maybe I was naive. Maybe this was out there and I didn't see it. But I always liked Les. I didn't love him. This was disappointing to hear. Obviously, if true, this was just awful stuff from Les. You'd expect better from a guy in that position of power. I mean, when you're the head coach of an SEC football team, specifically a Louisiana State, you are one of the most powerful people in that state. And using that power, as the internal investigation found, not good. However, he's out of the game now. I can't see him getting back in. Now, this is disappointing. This needs to stop, and just like culture in general. But, yeah, that's it for Les Miles at Kansas. Complete and utter failure. There's no other way to spin it. Failure. And Jeff Long managed to hire both Bobby Petrino at Arkansas, who ended up getting fired because he fell off a motorcycle with an ex-Arkansas volleyball player that he hired for a specific position because he was having an affair with her, and now Les Miles. Jeff Long may not be a great AD. And if he knew about this and continued to hire Les Miles, his days as an AD, I would assume, are numbered. So, yeah, kind of a somber topic. That's it for Les Miles. I won't miss him. I thought the grass eating thing was dumb anyways. And, yeah. So, new podcast out tomorrow if you want to check that out. And Kansas fans, if you're watching, I don't know who you're going to get. I think you can get back to a 6-6, 8-4 type of team. It's going to take a long time, though. Feel bad for you guys. You still have basketball, but I feel bad for you guys, yeah. If you're a Kansas football fan, it's tough. I relate because I'm a UConn football fan. You guys are in a better spot because you're in the Big 12, and you don't you're in the game. But as a UConn football fan, I relate knowing that the basketball team will always be better, always be more respected. But I think Kansas football can rebound. Will it take a decade? Probably. But maybe this new head coach that you get here, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in. New podcast dropping tomorrow, Wednesday.